Hey there, Craig here from Elevate Chiropractic, and in today's video I'm going to give you some useful hints and tips on how you can use your foam roller to help free up your mid-back. So in our previous videos we've looked at using a tennis ball to help free up the mid-back. We've been showing you some new stretches you can try. In today's video I'm going to take this a step further and show you how you can use your foam roller to help free up your mid-back. This is especially important if you've been hunched over your computers or spending a bit too much time on the accounts during lockdown, but all these things are going to end up helping things feel better. Now it's always important to mention here that sometimes these are going to be a temporary stopgap if there is some sort of underlying issue that needs to be dealt with. Now unfortunately in level 3 we still can't see you like we would do from a chiropractic point of view, so these might be a way that you can just sort of manage the discomfort until you can be seen properly, whether it's by a chiropractor or physiotherapist or some other sort of treatment that you're going to require. But in today's video I'm going to give you a few of my favourite hints and tips that I found to be really useful to do this, which works really well but also quite safe to do. So try them out and let me know how you go. So the first thing we're going to do with our foam roller is going to use it to be a little bit of a nice chest stretch or a chest opener, whatever you want to call it, but it's a really great way just to help open up the chest. And the way we're going to do that is by lying on the foam roller. Now this works well on a long foam roller, so like a 90 centimeter one, okay? If you do have a shorter one like the 45 centimeter one, you can still do it, but you may need to use a few pillows to extend the length of it to help support your lower back and your head. But this is very simple. What we're going to do is basically lie on it long ways, okay? So when you lie on it long ways, what it's going to do is it's going to allow you to have your arms out by your side. It's really going to allow you to help open up the chest and stretch that chest out, okay? Feels really good. It's just a nice way of trying to counterbalance some of that roundiness that we always talk about in these videos, okay? The other thing you can do while you're here is change the position of your arms. So rather than just having your arms straight out the side, you can have them down at 45, you can have them up a bit further, and you will find that when you do this, as you change your arm position, you're going to feel a change in the location of the stretch in the chest. Okay, so my idea with this is to lie on it, move around until you feel like an area that needs to be stretched, hold that position for 30 to 60 seconds, and then move on to the next spot. Okay, always important with this one is to make sure your head is supported, whether it's on the end of the roller or if you're only using a short one, then make sure you've got some pillows so we're not either holding our head up or letting it bend back over the edge of the roller towards the ground. So the next thing we're going to do with our foam roller is we're going to do a scan of our mid-back. Now I'm focusing on the mid-back here, so I just want you to stay in your mid-back, so let's say from the bottom of your rib cage upwards. Okay, we just want to protect our lower back a little bit. As you go lower down, it requires a lot more skill and core control to do it safely. So let's just say for the purposes of this video to stay with your lower rib cage upwards. Okay. The second thing here is we also want to support our head. So rather than just holding our head up, a lot of us are weak in the front of the neck because of looking down, posture, all this type of thing. But we want to support our head. The way I do that is usually by interlocking my fingers behind my head, have our elbows close together. Okay, so when you're in this position, it means we can hold on to our head. We don't have to actively use our neck muscles to keep our head up. It just makes it a lot more comfortable and a lot safer on our neck. And basically what you're going to do is we're going to roll up and down that mid-back of the spine just to give it a quick scan to see if there's any areas that are particularly tight or potentially uncomfortable or sore. But we're just going to do a quick scan just to see what areas we should focus on when we get to the next part. So once we've lay on our foam roller and we've had a nice stretch of our chest and we've done our scan of the spine, of our mid-back, we've located those areas where there might be a little bit of tension or tightness or potential discomfort. So now what we're going to do is we're going to start to see if we can free up those joints, get them to move a little bit better. Now what we're going to do is we're going to start on our foam roller just like we did with our scan. We're going to make sure our core's on nice and tight to protect our lower back. We're going to support our head like we just talked about, and we're going to roll up to one of those areas where there's a bit of tension or tightness, and maintaining our core control nice and tight. We're going to extend over the roller, and then we're going to come back to the normal, to neutral. Then we're going to laterally flex or side bend to one side. Then we're going to do the same to the other side. We're going to come back to the middle, and then we're going to roll up to the next spot. We're going to extend over it. We're going to side bend, side bend, come back to the middle, go up to the next spot, and so forth as you work your way up the spine. Now, both of these work in different parts of the joints there, and I find it works really well to do both of these things rather than just roll up and down a few times, okay? So really good at freeing up particular areas of tension or tightness in the spine there. So if you are going to try a few of these exercises with the foam rollers we've just gone through, there's a couple of key things to mention here, and these are a lot of safety things. Okay, so always make sure that your core's on nice and tight. We don't want to just be loosey-goosey on the foam roller. That's when you can potentially hurt yourself. So nice, strong, stable core, so we're not going to potentially hurt our back. Okay. We also want to make sure that we support our head. Again, interlocking your hands behind your head, elbows close together. It just means that we don't have to hold our head upright or hold our head still. We can just use our arms to do it. It takes a lot of strain off our neck. And thirdly, we want to make sure that we're not trying to do this in order to click our back, okay? By doing these, lots of times you will get a few clicks or cracks out of your back, but I don't want to get into the habit of trying to do this type of thing in order to click your back, because that then becomes a habit and then it creates its own set of issues. Same thing with like clicking fingers. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but it becomes a habit which can create its own set of issues, which we can talk about in another video. But hopefully you've liked this video and you've tried a few of the exercises we've talked about. If you've got any questions, please feel free to comment down below. I'll do my best to answer those for you. I do sell foam rollers in the clinic. We've got some of the 45 centimeter ones in stock. I also sell this particular foam roller, which is my favorite one. If you don't have one of the long ones, this is called a roller foam roller. It has different, obviously the contour helps get into the muscles on the spine whilst protecting the spine because of the little indent here, okay? If you want to find any more about these, please give me a call. Obviously I've got them in the clinic, but I can get them in for you if you want to. But hopefully that you found this video useful, and we can see you soon.